Good evening, race fans. Welcome to CRN's live coverage of the Virtual Velocity Racing Truck Series presented by S&P Lemonade. We are here at the fastest, forget what the heck it is now. But either way, it's a fast tri-oval here out in Iowa. It's 9/10 of a mile, a unique kind of length, and it can produce some pretty good racing here. There's times where you will see at least 2 lanes, maybe even 3 lanes in some of these corners, but you got to make sure you're taking these corners correctly. You got to make sure you get enough practice on this track because these corners, especially 1 and 2, they got some bumps in them, and those bumps will absolutely throw you for a bit of a loop. And there we go, fastest throw track on the planet. Finally, the scenic camera switching over to it, but should be a good one here tonight. 120 laps on tap. Carl Hemrick joined the booth by Jimmy Covert. Jimmy, it's under a mile, so I'll give you that. It's a short track.
Yeah, it's short. I could run around here twice while I was in the Navy. No, definitely a unique track. It's not too bad of a track, to be honest, even for a short track. And there should be some pretty good racing here. Lap times right around them 23 seconds. So they got qualifying all wrapped up here tonight. And we'll go ahead and empty out the info and pull in the... Oh, no, not quite ready.
Yeah, about a minute left in qualifying.
Yeah, never mind. I'm jumping ahead of myself. But they're out there finishing up right now. It does look like Ryan Kelly is out on the track at the moment, along with John Garrett. And, Carl, it's obviously it's just a good time to sit down, relax in the evening, and chill from the things that you might be doing outside of these wonderful hours.
Yeah, certainly better than what I was just doing with my son, doing a little cleanup. And if I ever see the word vine in a sentence, I think I'm going to throw up. I'm so sick of trying to get rid of the vines that are around the house here and wrapped around downspouts and trees and everything else. But I had my son out there earning his keep, helping me out there. But either way, we are in corn country out here in Iowa, and this track is kind of, I guess, similar to Richmond, if you can consider it, any other track that is kind of close to, just because of the the tri-oval shape, a little bit shorter. But Richmond only 3/4 of a mile here. We're 9/10 of a mile, so a little bit bigger here in Iowa, and a little bit more banking. So it can be a faster track out here and a little easier, I think, to handle. Less braking. You're still going to be braking into the corners here, but word that we were getting from some of the drivers is it is a bit loose, especially trying to get up and out of these corners. So keep an eye on the drivers trying to control that throttle coming out of the corners as time is about to tick away here on the qualifying. Looks like we got 13 times set, but we got 17 drivers out there. Jimmy Squanish, give us a rundown of those 17.
Yes, 16 drivers on the docket here tonight with Ryan Kelly on the pole with points contender obviously running together. Dalton Kilrow on the outside. John Garrett and Tyler Hilton make up row number 2 with Michael Taylor and Gordon Larson on row number 3. Eric Blount and Mike Hasty on row number 4. Row number 5 made up of Todd Merkel and Hemi Giardini. Cole Spalding and Len McNeese making up row number 6 with Hilton Young and Brandon Meyer back there and row number 7. Back on row number 8 is going to be our treacherous number 77, Michael Pratt, our back row starter. And welcome back to Tim Williams after a long adventure. We'll put it that way. And but we're glad that you're back on the track, and it's good to see that Williams can be out here tonight. Oh, we do have one more, Cade Green, but I don't see him on the list.
Yeah, I have Cade Green on my list here, but I don't know. Maybe it's just one where he just signed in here at the last second, and hopefully he can get there to the grid to get out here. So 16, maybe 17 drivers ready for tonight's racing action. Looks like most of them are gridded up right now, but I'll throw it out there as I typically do. Dalton Kilrow, 0 chance at the win here tonight, starting on that front row. So nice try, Dalton. Happy you're out here, but maybe you'll get yourself a second or third. But either way, unless he gets to win, we could have a change in the points because one of these times. Well, I'm going to keep egging him on. I'm going to keep, pushing that button, and eventually, he's like, yeah, see, I told you I could do it. Well, either way, he's doing it in the points, but not by much. It is a 1-point lead for Dalton Kilrow over Ryan Kelly this far into the season. This is race number 5 here on the season. Tyler Hilton in third. Brandon Meir John Garrett, your top 5. Gordon Larson also tied for 5th place. Mike Casey, Eric Blunt, Robert Kahn, and Tim Lee not in attendance here tonight. Jet setting once again. I know he's out there on vacation. So, Tim, if you're out there watching CRN, hopefully you enjoy the coverage here. You enjoy your boys going at it here at Iowa as pace cars pulling off, and I believe we go at it right away. I don't think there's an extra pace lap here at Iowa. I think we kick it off right away here, so we'll see how this thing transpires here tonight. Again, 120 laps, but here at Iowa, 120 will clip by pretty quickly if we stay on the green.
Yeah, and typical green flag racing here with the VVR. So got some little insider fuel mileage this week by one of the drivers. We'll keep that under the wraps until we get closer to it. So we don't want to give anything away, as I'm sure they'll figure it out here shortly. But it's going to be a great one here. They are getting ready to go to green here as the pace car leads them around turn number 4 car, and then we'll take one more lap. So they're 2 wide coming down the front stretch.
Yeah, based on what we've seen for fuel mileage, unless you're going right into fuel saving mode, it's most likely going to be a 2-stop race here from what I'm seeing. So we'll see how it all plays out here. Certainly that's if it goes green the entire way. But on the front row, as mentioned, Ryan Kelly going to start this one from the pole position here once again and see if he can get himself another win. He's already got 3 out of 5 on the season, and kind of surprising that he's not the leader in the points, and he's even got the most bonus points. But it's that consistency from Dalton Kilroe being up there in the top 10 in all 4 races. Ryan Kelly having the one stinker here on the season, but he's been pretty good when he finishes up front. He's up front. All 3 of his top 10s have been wins here so far. Pace car lights are out, and it's officially time to get this thing underway as he pulls into pit lane. Barney has got the green flag waving. We're here racing at Iowa Speedway.
Great start from the field as Brian Kelly will go ahead and take the initial lead over the more middle to low exit there for turn number 2. Don't feel real hot at the tails there. A little bit of wiggling around from teammates John Garrett and Tyler Hilton there back at 3rd and 4th. So looking to get those Rev Sport machines up to the front to maybe claim a victory here tonight. But they got to track down those 2 points leaders up front first. Gordon Larson back there in 5th, already on the move up a spot with Mike Casey up 2. So along with Todd Hertel, there's a couple drivers fall back. Michael Taylor fall back to the field there in the number 98. So maybe just taking this time a little bit, allowing the other drivers to get by. Hemi Gardini comes out here with a new paint scheme again, this time with a more collage of your plastic there, tie-dye with the honeybee paint scheme going on with that number 17. Michael Taylor, Hilton Young back here in 12th. Michael Pratt already on the move up 2 spots. Led McNeese, Brandon here, Kate Green. It did make the field. And back here with Tim Williams as he's getting reacquainted with the tracks here today.
It seems like, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm just kind of noticing it now, but it seems like maybe every other week we're getting another Ram out there, as I feel like we only started the season with like 1 or 2 Rams out there, and now all of a sudden I'm seeing 4 different ones out there with Garrett, Tyler Hilton, Hemi Gardini, and Cade Green all rocking the Ram here. Most everybody else in the Chevy. We got 2 Toyotas out there with Eric Blunt, Tim Williams, and 1 lone Ford with Todd Merkel out there running in 7th place. But so far so good. Good start here from the field, but you already see it starting to spread out here. This is a short track, and knowing how to drive this track will allow you to pull away from the field here a little bit. And that's what we're seeing already from the front of the field. Bit of a I think a misstep there from the 6 coming out of the corner. He was able to save it and slot back in line.
Getting a little more single file here in the middle of the field as they sort things out. But great running. Dalton Kilroe not letting go of Ryan Kelly here early on. That's why lap 6 of 120. Only about 3/10 separating the 2. So kind of want to know like who's pushing this. Is it Dalton Kilroe pushing Kelly? Or is Kelly dragging Dalton Kilroe and pushing him to go a little bit faster track now? It's been a back and forth seesaw type of season so far between these 2. Who's going to finish ahead of him, who's going to take that points lead. So a lot of back and forth between the 2. But can't miss the bet. They're great racing back here for the other positions as well. Got teammates there, John Deere, Tyler Hilton still working together. Sitting there in third, fourth, and then Mike Hasty still going up to the field, Carl. So that's 72 on the move. Now up 3 spots in P number 5.
Yeah, no surprise here with a good start here from the field. This is our first race of 2 on Thursday nights here. If you're looking for a little road action, we've got the Core GT series coming up later on tonight with John in the booth. And they are, well, they're going to get a little wet as they're heading to Fuji. And weather forecast is, it's just a slight chance of rain. I think 100% is a slight chance, Jimmy. It's just a little bit. From what they've seen from what they've seen in practice on Monday, they were calling it hurricane, monsoon, pretty much any kind of weather condition you could think of. But we got something flying here tonight too, and that is the yellow. We'll take a look and see what brought this one out. I see Hemi Gardini at the back. Not sure if he's involved in this one or not. We'll take a look.
Looks like Michael Pratt and Hemi Gardini getting involved here. We're going to go ahead and take a quick look at that flashback here, see what happened back in time. And
I think Hemi maybe drifting up a little bit out of the corner, maybe thinking he was clear. Just catches the front end there of the 77 of Pratt. Going to go around here. And it's going to put that tie-dye machine back in the back of the pack. Some front-end damage on the 17. I don't see too much, if anything, on the 77. So not too terrible here on this one, but definitely going to be some damage repair on the 17.
Yeah, and obviously with the, you can see the field taken to the pits early on lap number 10. And Carl, it's not a bad call, especially with everybody coming down, even if they just take tires. You know, it's a short track, so you hit on a short track, you're going laps down. That's a given. Now, VVR typically stays green, so not too much of an issue. But if you have to come in early and a caution comes out, you can find yourself, stuck because there's only one lucky dog spot. But Ryan Kelly, and Gord Larson stay out, so now the other driver's going to be full of fuel. So no tire disparity, and obviously this is going to throw a wrench in it here. This will still make them, I think it makes them closer to being able to stop one more time anyways, but enough cautions, it really won't matter. But we'll see how this thing handles out here as this race progresses here tonight.
So we'll have an extra pace lap here on the field, and should be 1 to go this next time by. But even on that short little run there, already 10 laps in the books under green, and we're gonna have our first little cautionary group up the field here again. We'll see how it works out with Ryan Kelly staying out, Dalton Kilroe coming in, so it's gonna separate them. Kinda, because Dalton Kilroe is going to be lining up right behind the 13 unless he chooses the outside line on the restart. And I think it's still early in the season to play a little mind games, but some may think it's never early enough. Lap 1, turn 1, maybe right at the right time to start playing mind games. I mean, did 13 think about doing anything different here on the restart, choosing the outside? I don't know. I don't think he really needs to. He knows he's got the pace regardless, and we're going to get him doubled up here for the restart. And by the looks of it, the 13 is going to choose that outside line now. Is it head games? I don't know. I think it's more of Iowa. This is one of those tracks where it can be a little tough to kind of get the power down. We talked about it early on in the broadcast, as some of the drivers are already talking about it being a little loose coming off the corners, which means it's going to be a little bit loose coming off the yellow flag here and getting on the throttle for that green flag restart. So we'll see how it works, especially for Kelly and Larson. They stayed out there. I don't think really too many, maybe only 2 drivers taking tires here in the field early. But the pace car is going to make that left-hand turn. It's going to be in control here from Ryan Kelly as they head back to the restart zone. Head back to racing here in Iowa.
That was a good start on the outside, and obviously with Dalton Kilroe down on the inside, it's going to hold him up because now he's got to be behind the likes of John Garrett and Gordon alongside Gordon Larson. So it's kind of what Kelly wanted here. There's no difference between these trucks besides the 13 having a little bit less fuel. Only 60% fuel here tonight, Carl. So it's not like they had a full tank to go out there and rack as many laps as possible. So that's why there's the kind of almost like there should be 2 pit stops here tonight. It's very close. They would have to kind of extend, save a lot in order to have it as a 1 pit stop. And Kelly isn't one to save. He never has been. He'll take the extra pit stop if needed, but he usually ends up coming in and taking some fuel. And obviously, Kilrow a little better at saving some fuel and really extending things out every now and then when he has to. But Kilrow does get around John Garrett, as does look like Jordan Larson at some incident back here, but no yellow flag. So we'll go take a look what happened to the 0-0. Oh, a bounce off the ball there.
Yeah, got a little shot there and gets sent around and to the inside. But this must be one of those tracks where if you're down on the inside, you're off the racing line, nobody else is coming around. iRacing keeps it green. And I know probably all these drivers except one enjoyed the fact that it stayed green here. Mr. Gordon Larson would have obviously loved a caution on this one as he now comes in, brings it into the pits. And you're left wondering as a driver, when you're one of the 2 drivers that stays out and doesn't come in the pits, what would have changed had I not been up front right there, but I've been back further in the pack, and that never would have happened. Hindsight's 2020 at the end of the day. But right now, Ryan Kelly is your leader. Dalton Kilrow has moved himself into second around John Garrett. Tyler Hilton, Cole Spaulding for your top 5, Merkel Hasty, Taylor, Meir, and Blunt for your top 10. I want to thank our sponsors here. As usual, S&P Lemonade, Hilton Crafts and Designs, Fort Worth Screen Printing, and Gold Line Guardians, as well as a shout out there to Tim Lee, wherever he is in the world, not out here on the track. So only a little shout out for him here tonight.
Yeah, always got to go shout out to Tim, obviously. Still out of maybe range of his rig, but definitely keeps everything kind of going. I don't know if I posted on their Facebook page, so if you're interested in checking out Virtual Velocity Racing, go check them out over there on Facebook. They do have a Discord too, but more active on Facebook, and I posted the link for tonight. And it was shortly after he posted in the Discord that they were racing tonight, and then the race showed up underneath my league races. So it's definitely maybe a little reminder, but he's definitely out there getting things done, still creating races, still creating an environment for a lot of great drivers, the kind of battle, and the talent is pretty close. There's a little disparity from the front to the back, but not too bad. They usually do a pretty dang good job out here. But right now it's Ryan Kelly with the lead over Dalton Kilrow by about a second. And there's you got John Garrett, Tyler Hilton, and Cole Spaulding for your top 5. Biggest move of the race, number 19, Cade Green, as he's found his way up in the top 10.
Looking along these laps here as we're already 23 laps into this race, and again, once you get some green flag running, you're getting about 3 laps a minute. You're clicking by here pretty quickly here as your best laps are kind of mid 23s right now. They can get faster than that. They're just kind of pacing themselves right now, but good to see everybody on the lead lap with the exception of Gordon Larson down a couple laps right now, having to come in and get some repairs after spinning out there and not getting a caution thrown for him. But Ryan Kelly leads this thing by 1.1 seconds now over Dalton Kilrow, so he's a little bit out of drafting range for Kilrow. Now the question is, does Kilrow try and go after him to try and get back to him just to, 1, put the pressure on, but 2, maybe get a little fuel saving as well, being right up behind him, getting that draft? Or does he just kind of let Ryan start walking away and just focus on saving his tires and maybe reel him in at the end?
There's 2 disparities between Kelly and Kilrow. Obviously, Kilrow's got extra fuel. He's got 10 laps at least, so he can stay out there longer. So if this thing stays green, like VVR normally does, and then something happens because Kelly's going to come in, could trap him a lap down, not 2. And then you have, you know, obviously there's no tire change. So all I gotta do is keep this thing going. So right now, I think they're over the window, Carl, that if they would have hit right now, they still got like, they'll make it to one more pit stop after this. So, you know, right now we're in a good range, but we'll see a little bit farther down the road here as that fuel mileage and laps kind of keep ticking away here. But Ryan Kelly still holds on to the lead, a little over a second. Now starting to close in on 2. You know, but you know, Ryan is actually, you know, when he gets out front, if he sees himself stretching too far, he might just throttle back just a little bit and start saving just to maybe make up for some of that fuel disparity as well.
I almost feel like he's already kind of throttled back a little bit. His best lap is a 23.46 right now. His last lap there at 24.07. I know the tires are starting to get a little bit later in life right now. 28 laps in at the books, so you're not going to be running your best laps that far into the run. But you got to figure he's probably you know, not coasting, but you know, not going full on, going full bore at the track. Is that one right there, 24 flat, but he's 22 tenths of a second ahead of Dalton Kilroe's pace. So Kilroe got the same tires, did not change tires there on lap number 10, but is going a little bit slower here. So maybe even though he's got 10 laps more fuel, trying to stretch that even more to the end here, and no surprise on that one. And not that, you know, we're looking forward to any kind of a fuel mileage race as we sometimes have here on VVR, but at the end of the day, if you're not saving fuel, you're not doing yourself a service, because you're, you know, even if it's not a fuel mileage race, even if everyone has to make the same amount of pit stops, your pit stop can be faster. And obviously, if you have less fuel in the truck, you're gonna have better times. So at the end of the day, you should always have fuel in mind.
Yeah, fuel's always, you know, they what was it last season? They had nothing to complain about but fuel. They just essentially they wanted enough fuel in the tank in order to not have to save right off the rip. And it's kind of like running the Monday Night League that we've been running in. They have just enough fuel, but you have to save, which does make it quite different, and you know, obviously a little faster than some of the people in there. So obviously, you know, pushing the car a little harder, and then you burn a little more fuel where the others aren't. So they can run slower laps, but you know, when you can put enough time in, I mean, you should be okay. But that would save fuel. So. Gonna get some practice in saving fuel and running fast laps just to try to avoid that second pit stop on Monday nights myself. But out here tonight, that's what was their, you know, last season, that was their complaint. They understand that if caution happens, fuel strategy can't come into play. But they just didn't want it right out of the rip. So they decided to go with a certain percentage because of the length of the race and what NASCAR would put in their vehicles, and they decided to go with that. It's been working here pretty good. We've had a few where just well-timed cautions still made it into a fuel race. So it is kind of funny that you know, they thought they had the magic formula, and you know, still calculate that fuel. So you're going to do it no matter where you're at, what track you're on. We're already on lap number 37. Ryan Kelly's still the leader, but now starting to push that lead out to that 2 seconds. But if I'm not mistaken, it's bouncing back and forth just a little bit. But Ryan just a little bit quicker than Dalton at the moment.
Yeah, about a tenth of a second faster on that last lap, and it's kind of been consistently that lap after lap. The lap previous to that lost a little bit of time, but same thing right there. 24.4 flat to a 24.48, so just right about a tenth of a second a lap has got it out now to just over 2 seconds of a lead 2.5 seconds from Dalton Kilrow back to Tyler Hilton. So clearly Kelly and Kilrow last of the field again here tonight, trying to stretch away from everyone. Tyler Hilton has got his hands full still with John Garrett. He's gotten around John Garrett, teammate, but Garrett's not really fallen too much further behind. He's kind of hanging right there at 0.7 of a second for a bit now. Mike Casey another 2 seconds back as he's got Cole Spaulding, Michael Pratt, and Michael Taylor right there with him as well. Todd Merkel and Brandon Meir rounding out your top 10 early on, as we're about a third of the way through this race. Still got about 80 laps to go here at Iowa, but so far a nice little green flag run for the boys.
Yeah, and I think potentially, obviously with that, pit stop looming here, and not too long, I would say, but with this race, some drivers would maybe, split this thing in threes here, and maybe would have seen somebody coming down. But I think with everybody having that little bit of extra fuel, they're going to stay out there and make sure they're not the one caught with their pants down and stuck a lap down. This short track now is getting going. But we're back here in the battlefield, being led by Todd Merkel. Got Brandon Meir out there running a little bit different ride, running on the edge there on the different colored pavement, and trying to get something to work, maybe find an opening there on the number 2 to try to get around. And we have another Rev Sport Machine 19, Cade Green, sitting right there, up 6 spots, now in 11th.
Thank everyone out there for tuning in tonight. If you haven't done so already, hit that thumbs up and hit that subscribe to get you in touch with everything that CRN has to offer, as we get racing 4 nights of the week right now. Sunday nights we got the 191 Motorsports. Tuesday we have the Core O'Reilly Series. Wednesday we have the doubleheader with CSRL and the Pit Road Speed Limit Racing Series. And then here on Thursday nights we got VVR and the Core GT Series. So a little bit of road, a little bit of oval. Maybe at some point we'll mix in a little bit of dirt at one of these nights, but right now it's been nice and clean and not dirty at all here tonight at Iowa, as the lights are on. Starting to get a little later. We started at about 8:15 here race time, and it's starting now to shape up to getting closer to 8:30, 9 o'clock here at the track. Lights are on and sun is just about set, so these trucks are about to shine here for the rest of this race.
It's one of their things here for the night, and obviously with getting reports of the truck being loose, Colt definitely does not make the track any tighter. Only maybe some worn down tires, and losing that fuel is going to tighten them up more here tonight. But everybody doing a fantastic job up front still. That lead starting to stretch down with Ryan Kelly and then Dalton Kilrow back there, and P number 2. John Garrett's sitting in 3rd with Tyler Hilton, 4th by Casey for the top 5. But back here in the battlefield again, led by now Cade Green getting another spot. So Cade might not have been able to qualify, but he's got some speed here tonight, Carl.
Yeah, we've seen that before. We've seen Cade Green, whether not qualify, start from the back, kind of the Michael Pratt type of race. We've seen him in the back, but he's worked his way through the field a few times. We've seen him be up there battling inside the top 5. I'm not sure if this is his first season running over there with Rev Sport, with the likes of Hilton and Garrett and some of the others out there, as Jimmy may be talking about him a little bit too much, but either way, it seems like that move to Rev Sport has certainly paid off here for Cade Green. He's got a little bit more speed this season, or maybe Jimmy, he just likes going trucking.
Yeah, I mean, that's the first season they have rolled out with a different vehicle. We've been in a few different vehicles here with VVR, so obviously the Xfinity cars, and then they did the Marco too. So definitely, not afraid to kind of switch things up from season to season and doing a full season here with the truck. So I think some of the drivers were excited and enjoy driving the trucks. Me and you talked about it a little bit, how it's kind of a preferred vehicle in some cases on the ovals these days. It just fits my driving style, so it's where I would belong if I was out there doing ovals, as much as I don't care for doing short tracks. I would probably like to do it in the trucks more than any of the other open cars.
Yeah, it's amazing how different each of the cars drives. I mean, we talked about the road side of it a lot, and how all the GT3 cars are set up to be as equal as possible, but they all drive differently. And you can say the same thing about, you know, the trucks compared to the Xfinity cars, or sorry, O'Reilly cars, compared to the next gens. All of them drive 100% differently, and the trucks have always kind of been where my eyes gravitate to. It's where I started off kind of officially, quote unquote, in league racing, is in truck series races. It's I guess first love and my long love here when it comes to the vehicle that I choose. I do like the newer ARCA cars, and I've thought about you know, dabbling into some ARCA car series because they were fun when they first came out. I liked them more than the older at this point ARCA cars, but the trucks, they're hard to not love, and certainly there's some other ones on here and that I do enjoy. Obviously, for the longest time, we had the other Core Premier Series where we drove different cars every week, and that's probably where I felt the most fun, for sure. As a little bit of fun being had right now, 3 wide, as Ryan Kelly's got to go down to the bottom here, working his way around some of this traffic. And reason being, he's made a pit stop, Jimmy, and he is now in the back of the field, 1 lap down. And this is the point right now where he's got to be smart, because he 100% doesn't want to bring out a caution.
I just want to bring up a caution. You can see how much quicker on the newer tires. It's now going to take huge advantage. Hilton Young down in the pits right now, stretching things out just a little bit farther than some of his other drivers. Down, coming in at lap number 52. And you see some of those trucks that came in on lap number 10. But obviously they just came in and got fuel. So now Ryan Kelly with the short pit, obviously, is going to be able to get out there and really kind of rip around here a lot with these drivers on these older tires. And hopefully he was fast with the older tires and pull them away. And now out here with some newer tires, making things maybe even worse for some of these drivers, but getting around them fairly quickly and chasing them down here. All he needs to do is get up there on the see if he can get past the leader of Dalton Kilrow as he's working his way back up. He's already in line with the 4th place, so only 3 more cars to go before he gets to Kilrow, and then he'll be back on the lead lap, and then he can start working his way around. And those other drivers will be pitting here soon, about 3 or 4 laps. It looks like about 51 to 52 laps, and that was kind of the number that was given to me here tonight. And so like right on the money. So thank you for that information shared here tonight. It's always good. The idea knowing when those green flags stops will be the kind of be able to give a little bit of talking point. But I don't like giving them away super early until everybody does start making pit stops. So again, thank you for that information. But right now we do have Ryan Kelly has gotten around Michael Pratt and now Mike Hasty. So 1 more truck to go here, Carl. It's kind of wondering when Kilrow's going to come down. Like, how is this going to kind of pan out? He'll get his lap back, and then how much farther ahead will he be?
Yeah, this is kind of the tipping point for Kilrow in regards to what do you do? Do you stretch this thing out and kind of keep going with the 10 lap advantage that you had on fuel and stretching out those 10 laps? You're losing lap times every single lap right now, as Ryan Kelly out there turning 23.61 the last lap, where Dalton Kilrow's 24.67, so a second a lap right now. He's losing now. Obviously, once he comes in and gets fresh tires, he'll be able to turn some better laps as well. But it's kind of, do you give up that advantage right now? That it's the reason he came in 10 laps later, is to have some kind of advantage later on in the race, and he would be down several seconds right now to Ryan Kelly if this thing goes through a full green flag cycle. But then again, he would have newer tires that he could maybe run him down. But I fear unless something changes here, unless something, caution comes out to bring Dalton Kilrow back to Ryan Kelly, this could be win number 4 here for Ryan Kelly unless something happens. As he's trying to run down Dalton Kilrow right now and get a lap back the hard way.
Yeah, I think I don't know here that Dalton's like saving fuel, but he's kind of closing in on that 52 laps right now, so maybe thinking about coming in here shortly and maybe trying to extend it out. If he can get a couple more laps, he might be able to just do this one more stop, kind of pushing him to that maybe 55 laps, to split up that remaining balance there tonight. And I think that's his target. And Kelly didn't take advantage of that, but you have drivers coming in, so you just have now Todd Merkel's in, Cole Spaulding's in, Michael Pratt's in, but Dalton Kilrow doing what he does best, saving that fuel. Whether he liked fuel saving or not, he's been able to do it. And Ryan Kelly is now on that back bumper and going to get back around him. So, and maybe this is what he was waiting for. Dalton Kilrow does get to lap number 65, so that means he's got 55 laps. And I'm sure he'll be thinking about coming in as the 13 does go on by. But how much farther will he stretch it out here on this tank of fuel? But Carl, I don't know if it's going to matter, because I believe, as of right now, Ryan Kelly is going to have to pit, so he needs to get as much time in front of Dalton Kilrow as possible, especially if this thing goes green.
Yeah, when you look at the pit stop there for Ryan Kelly, and the total was 46.78 seconds, and that's 4 tires, fuel. You would think that the next pit stop may just end up being fuel only to get Ryan Kelly to the end, and maybe a little splash and go. But you're probably still looking at a good 30 seconds maybe on a full pit stop there to get in and get out, and maybe even closer to 38 seconds. So he's going to have to really haul the mail here, as now Dalton Kilrow will bring in the number 41 into pit lane to get his first green flag service here tonight. We'll see if Eric Blunt decides to join him, and he is going to stay out here at least one more lap. Ryan Kelly back on the lead lap. Still needs to get around the track here to get around the 41, who's still limping through the pits right now. It's so slow when you go from these speeds out here on the track. And I know they're not going terribly fast on the track here tonight, but you get down to the pits here, and I think the speed limit here is 45, maybe it's even 35. But it's, either way, it feels like it's 5. It feels so slow.
Yeah, it's you're out there for such a long time, and then slow down to that speed. It's hard to judge. I mean, obviously we do as much as we can to make everything as real as possible, but Dalton Kilrow coming back out on the track here is looks like he's gonna round himself out here. He's still in the lead lap.
Well, he's just went back on the lead lap because Eric Blunt just came in to make his pit stop, so that's going to cycle, I believe, everyone around except for John Garrett. John Garrett pit a lap before Ryan Kelly, so he's on a 2-stop strategy here as well. Actually, I guess 3-stop because he came in under the caution. But right now, Ryan Kelly is your leader by taking a look at it, 17.5 seconds right now over Dalton Kilrow. That's kind of the number you're looking at right there. 12 seconds over John Garrett. Michael Pratt right now is going to slot into 4th because Kilrow is going to come out the way it looks into 3rd place. Mike Casey in 5th. Cole Spaulding, Cade Green, Len McNeese, Brandon Muir, and Todd Merkel for your top 10. Then you got Hilton, Williams, Blunt, Taylor, Young, Garridini for your top 16. Looks like Gordon Larson coming in to make another pit stop here in in 17th position, but we're past that halfway point here tonight. We're already 70 laps into this thing. Jimmy, we turn it over, give everyone out there in Sierra Nation a little love to hear it.
A little bit of love to hear it.
Sights and sounds here of the Virtual Velocity Racing Truck Series presented by S&P Lemonade is seen. The second pit stop here for Ryan Kelly and for John Garrett. They're now buried back in the field. Ryan Kelly just got passed by Dalton Kilroe to go a lap down. So if he wants a chance at this win, he's going to have to get around Kilroe and then go around the entire track and get around him again. That's how far down he is right now. Really, really could use a caution pretty much any time from now to the end. He'll gladly take, I think, the lucky dog here. He'd love to get back on the lead lap and then get a caution, but the way this race usually goes here on Thursday nights, cautions are few and far between. We had one caution early on in the race with the 77 and the 17 getting together. Other than that, it's been lean and green since lap number 10. We're already on lap number 95, so we got 25 more to go. Jimmy, it's been another good one here at Iowa.
Yeah, but a fantastic one here, and obviously Dalton Kilroe now probably on a mission. Going to be going kind of safe. Ryan's got 24 laps to catch back up to him and get around. So is it enough time? Well, we're about to find out here as the 13 goes screaming by the 41, as the 41's doing some fuel saving, and it almost throws me back to the early 90s where I was watching Ricky Rudd. First time I went to a race and picked a car, and here they are, Ricky Rudd out there with no tires and just took fuel at a stop at Dover, and Bill Elliott came out with 4 fresh tires, and man, he was hauling, catching Rudd, second after second each lap, but just ran out of laps to get it done. So Ricky Rudd ended up being the victor back that year for Dover, but it's the same thing kind of repeat itself here, but virtual with Dalton Kilroe and maybe the likes of Ryan Kelly.
Ryan Kelly, last lap by there was about 0.8 of a second faster than Dalton Kilroe. Not going to be enough at that pace. It's going to need to be a little bit closer to 1 second a lap, based on the fact that these lap times are around 24 seconds a lap, and when he got around him, he was 24 seconds behind. So with 24 to go right now, we're down to 20 laps to go. It is a 21, almost 22 second lead from Dalton Kilroe back to Ryan Kelly. So an extremely, extremely tough task, especially considering the fact that Ryan Kelly's got to get through all of this, not lap traffic. This is passes for position. Like right now, this is a pass for 8th position on the track. Gets around Eric Blunt pretty easily, but he's got to take a shallower entry into the corner, and it doesn't mean too much as far as still making it through the corner, still being fast, but not as fast as he could be. And just point in fact that the lap time right there, instead of being a 23.6, is a 24 flat. Still a good lap time, still gaining on Dalton Kilroe, but not gaining at the clip he needs to.
Back here, more battling going on here. Cole Spaulding, Brandon Meyer, Ryan Kelly, and mixed in there is Tim Williams in that number 99. Left off spot from where he started. Like I said, coming back after a long hiatus, and back out there racing here at VVR. So it's good to see him on the track. I know a lot of the VVR crew is really happy that he's back, and always, like I said, wish him the best and speedy recovery, and get the okie dokie from the docks to do what you love to do, and see him back out here is just a fantastic thing. So welcome back, Tim Williams, and hopefully you can get back up there and start battling for the top 10s and even get on the podiums. Right now it is Dalton Kilroe trying to get it done here tonight. Mike Pratt back in P number 2, and Mike Hasty in P number 3. So that's your current top 3 at the moment. Tyler Hilton would love to get up here on the podium as well. Back just a little bit from Mike Hasty with up the second. And Ryan Kelly, here he comes in that orange hugger machine, working his way through traffic. Hasn't held him up too much, but enough to slow him down. Got 16 seconds to make up still here, as he is 19 seconds behind the leader. So, Carl, something needs to happen to Dalton Kilroe, or Ryan needs to find some much-needed speed.
I think he needs to radio up there to Barney to change that green to a yellow. I think that might be the only chance that he's got to get up to Dalton Kilroy. And even still, I would think if the yellow comes out, by both cars are coming in to get 4 fresh tires, that'll even it out enough that it's still going to be a tough task. But either way, it's been a good one here tonight at Iowa, and really it hasn't been a fuel mileage race, but because Ryan Kelly and John Garrett decided to stay out under that one only caution here tonight on lap number 10. Everyone that came in, it put them in the fuel window, and that's really been the difference here tonight, and that's why Dalton Kilroy is so far up there. That's why Ryan Kelly is back there in 5th, John Garrett back there in 11th, all because of the pit stop strategy. I mean, Michael Pratt right now, can he make it 58 laps? It's a big ask. Maybe doable here tonight with a ton of saving. Mike Casey, you heard him saving fuel. He's got to make it 56 laps to the end of this thing. So they've turned it into to a bit of a fuel mileage race because maybe not saving early enough on that first run, and now they're going to have to save a ton on the second run. But Dalton Kilroy, I would think, doesn't have to save too much at all.
I mean, he's being easy with the throttle application, Carl. You can hear it in the truck. You're not hearing like any major lifting or coasting, but just off the throttle and then just very gentle throttle acceleration. So he's not light switching it. He's not letting up and then putting it down, letting up, putting it down. Sometimes that's tough, and to keep it going for this long here to ensure a great finish here tonight, and hopefully that's what it comes down to. But if he starts running low on fuel, then he knows that he could have done a little better, because he pretty much has this one here in the bag, as this thing has gone green since the last caution. Getting another green flag pit stop in here, but right now it's looking like Dalton Kilroy, Michael Pratt at P number 2, and try to stretch it out. And, he will take it to the truck starts coughing, I'm sure, and then Ryan Kelly now moves into P number 3 as he's getting closer and closer, but still running out of time. He's got 16 and a half seconds with 10 laps again.
Yeah, 10 to go, about to be 9 here to go as the time is ticking by. And I mentioned as soon as they go green here at Iowa, the laps will tick by quickly. This has been one of the quickest races of the season here. 120 laps seems like a lot of laps, but you get on one of these short tracks like Iowa that's got a ton of speed. It is the fastest short track in the world, dubbed on the infield or the inside wall there. And it's proven to be so. They had the one caution early on lap number 10. It's been green the rest of the way, and it's exactly the way we like it here. 100 laps straight of green, looking like 110 green to get to the end of this thing. Dalton Kilroy leads the way by 12 and a half seconds over Michael Pratt, who's going to have to do fuel saving. Ryan Kelly's moving himself back into 3rd. Maybe still be able to get Michael Pratt before this thing is over. Won't be able to get to Dalton Kilroy. Tyler Hilton back there in 4th. Mike Casey rounds out your top 5. McNeese, Blunt, Spalding, Taylor, and Garrett for your top 10. But Michael Pratt deciding, you know what? There's no way I can save this thing to the end. He's got to bring it in. And here comes Cole Spalding as well. Some last-minute pit stops here for these drivers. But if they know they can't make it, you kind of just have to rip that Band-Aid off.
Yeah, it's like, let me get out there, get this thing done and over with, and hopefully I won't lose too many spots, and maybe get a spot or 2 back before I get out there. So definitely a very challenging race here when it comes to saving tires, saving fuel, and getting the job done here tonight. And Dalton Kilroy has executed that the way that you should, and get that done. You can see Kate Green going around the number 41, getting back on that lead lap in case anything happens here in the next 5 laps. Not many battles on the track back here with Cole Spalding and Todd Merkel. It's Cole Spalding is coming back out on the track. Todd Merkel getting by to take over P number 12. Gherardini almost in the top 10, still hanging out there. Carl's got a little bit of rear front damage.
It's still damaged up from that first incident.
Yeah, never took the fast repair. Maybe expected maybe more, or maybe the truck was just handling a little bit better with it. So, but Dalton Kilroy getting this thing done. 4 laps to go.
just 3 more trips around once he hits the line here, and he's got himself a 14-second lead over Ryan Kelly. He played the cards right here tonight, played the pit strategy right, and came in under that caution. Came in one more time under green, and that's all he needed here tonight. We assume he's going to make it to the end. And he's been easy and been light on the throttle. Should be able to make it here to the end of this race. Ryan Kelly doing everything he can after he kind of made his bed by not pitting under caution here tonight. But 2 laps to go here at Iowa. And we'll have Dalton Kilroe looking at win number 2 on the season, as 5 races will be in the books. 3 wins to Ryan Kelly, 2 to Dalton Kilroe. I said it last week, I'll say it again. What's it going to take to beat these top 2 guys here this season?
Yeah, there's a lot of talent between the two, and you can tell as they battle each and every week. But, you still got some great runs, and that 3rd place spot has been kind of a battle and a mixed bag of other drivers throughout the season. And right now, Tyler Hilton trying to take that spot there. You see number 099. But Tim Williams going around the outside here, going to make a pass on the 02. So getting some
not for position now.
No, not for position, but so Tyler Hilton is going to walk away P number 3 as Dalton Kilroe did cross the start finish line first. Ryan Kelly in P number 2, and then Tyler Hilton round out your top 3 here. Well, not yet. Kelly is still going around. Oh, that okay, he just passed. So now Tyler Hilton back there trying to get this done here. And yeah, it's still going to line up just like that. It was very close, though. Blount was very close to Tyler Hilton as the flags changed on the timing tower there. Got ahead of myself. Yeah. So last one on the track is still Mike Hasty. And being pushed around there. What a leak by Brandon Meyer. Pushing that number 72 around the track, really stretching out the fuel here tonight. He was last pit stop was on 64, Carl. So that's how close some of these drivers were to not making it. Dalton Kilroe did come in on lap number 67, and Tyler Hilton was 66. So that was around the magic number there, and a little bit of saving I think I heard from Tyler Hilton. No, it was Mike Hasty was trying to make it, and he still did not make the rest of the way around here tonight. But good job there by all the drivers. Fantastic race. Still getting that push here to finish. Just one more time around, a little bit more. I think enough of a shove there by the 71 as he's coming down. Looks like he's going to bring it down right down the pits across the start-finish line here for his last one. But we'll end up finishing in P number 6 because of his position on the track. So you can give that a quick assist there to number 71, 72 tonight.
Yeah, Dalton Kilroe gets to celebrate on the front stretch here with his 2nd win of the season, as doing some laps around the little Legends Oval here. I'm going to park it right in front of the fastest short track on the planet right there, as the 41 is your winner again here tonight. Ryan Kelly coming home in 2nd, Tyler Hilton, Eric Blunt, Len McNeese for your top 5, Mike Hasty, Michael Taylor, John Garrett, Michael Pratt, and Cade Green for your top 10. Brandon Meyer, Todd Merkel, Cole Spaulding, Hemi Gardini, Tim Williams, Gordon Larson, and Hilton Young for your 17-car field. Again, I want to thank everyone out there for tuning in tonight with some interviews here in a moment. I want to thank our sponsors, S&P Lemonade, Forward Screen Printing, Hilton Crafts and Designs, and Gold Line Guardians. As we got two of our 3 drivers here, I may have to just pull some rank here and then pull Tyler Hilton in there if I can. Nope, he's in the admin channel. Won't even let me pull him in here. But we're gonna go ahead and start with our 2nd place finisher here tonight, Jimmy. It's gonna be the number 13 of Ryan Kelly.
Hey Ryan, Jimmy and Carl open the boots. Cappy.
Yo.
Hey, another fantastic run here tonight at Iowa. Definitely was the truck to beat, but not electing to take what seemed to be the only caution of the race, staying out there, and kind of put you at a small disadvantage as you just barely struck out there by a few seconds behind Dalton Kilroe. So give us a little rundown of your race, and would you take it back and go in for fuel when that caution came out?
Yeah, definitely. It's hard as a leader because you don't really know what everyone else is going to do, and you can't judge it based on everybody. So I definitely would take that one back and get that extra bit of fuel there. And it seemed hard to make it anyway, even with that pit stop. So props to Dalton there and whoever else made it. for saving that much and still having good pace there. No, I thought there was maybe a little chance I'd be able to run him back down after that second pit stop, but I think just a whole lap was a little too big.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna have it when you came in and you were really clawing away and was able to get around Dalton Kilrow, but you kind of seemed to have stalled out after they came back out from their pit stop, and after everything was said and done, we were sitting right around that I think it was 15 seconds or something like that. So just not quite enough to get that 13 out in front to eliminate that one extra lap that you need to make up here tonight. But overall, you still get yourself a great run. You finished up there in P number 2. So congratulations, man. I'll give you some time frame shouts. You might have that number 13.
Yeah, well, the drivers, a great group of drivers here. Todd, my teammate tonight, and you guys putting on a great show. Tim and all the admins for running the league, and shout out Dalton for the win, and looking forward to next week.
I really appreciate you coming out here, putting on a show, sport my favorite color, and we'll let you go celebrate your second place finish with your friends and family.
Awesome, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Is your second place finisher here tonight, the 13 of Ryan Kelly. We'll go over now to our third place finisher, and that's going to be the 02 of Tyler Hilton. Tyler, you're out here and doing a fantastic job. You start out there in fourth, able to pass your teammate John Garrett early on here tonight. But I think that the biggest thing was making sure you came in under that caution. It seemed like that was really the mark that you kind of needed to do here tonight to get yourself into that pit window.
Oh, for sure. That was definitely the big point. That first caution coming in, topping off, and then getting that long run, and then just making it to lap 65 or after on that. I did run out on the last lap going into 3, and I thought Eric was going to get me there for a second, kind of like replay in my mind of how Indy went for me. But yeah, thankfully this time we were able to come back around and snag third from.
I mean, not a chance. It was 17 or 0.17 seconds. So it was clearly easy domination there for third. But I mean, was the memo not sent out to John Garrett, because he was one of the only 2 drivers that didn't come in that pit stop onto the caution?
I think he was trying a little bit of a different strategy. I know that Ryan Kelly was kind of actually on the same strategy as John was, but Ryan was just bad fast on it. John, he's a really talented driver and has a lot of experience and stuff from real life that he kind of works off of. And we didn't know really what strategy was going to work out for that. I mean, it would have went into his favor if obviously we cut it a little bit more close, give us another lap or 2, and we'd have been kind of screwed there. So, but yeah, no, he done his part, and that long green flag run and just being consistent and trying to run smooth laps and kind of clutching it as much as we could there. That's kind of what saved it. I'm not really a fuel mileage person. I'm learning, but hey, I'll take third. That's a fun and definitely a great way to start the season.
Yeah, well, whatever it takes here to get in here and get an interview for sure. And well, congrats again on the third place here with an 02 here tonight. Who do you want to give a shout out to or thanks to?
Yeah, I appreciate it. All my family and friends, supporters out there. God, appreciate him each and every time out here. That's important. Ram, Team Rev Sport, Cade, John, all those guys. I know Dalton was up in our room a little bit tonight, so kind of feeding a little bit off of him as well. But all those guys, everybody that puts this league on, Tim Lee, you guys up in the booth, and Tim Williams tonight, man. Glad that he was back and everything that he's kind of battled through. So happy to have him back out on track, and he had a heck of a run. So it was the longest race he's done in a long time. And that's what we do. We come out here and support these guys. And it was happy to see him out here tonight.
Absolutely. Well, congrats again on the top 3 here tonight. We'll let you celebrate. We'll see you next week at Richmond, and I would expect to see kind of a little bit of the same, about the same kind of track.
Yeah, sounds good. And I'm going to try to get 2 spots higher next week.
Well, good luck to you. That is your third place finisher here tonight, Tyler Hilton in at the 02. And one of those 2 drivers he's going to have to beat is your winner here tonight, and that's the 41 of Dalton Kilrow.
Hey, Dalton, Jimmy and Carl, open the boots, copy. Dalton?
Yeah, I got you.
Oh,
Yeah, I
there
got
he
you.
is. Making it back up here to the victory circle and taking full advantage of the one and only caution that you guys really had out there tonight to get a little bit extra fuel and be able to make it with just only one more stop after that here. beating out your fierce competitors there by a decent margin here tonight. So congratulations, man. Give us a little rundown of your race and how was it out there? I know you guys have always complained about having fuel mileage races, but one way or another, you guys find your ways back.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody could have guessed that we would have gone 105-ish laps green from the first caution there. I certainly didn't anticipate it, but I figured I would just take fuel just in case, and sure enough, that's what allowed me to win it. And Kelly had the speed on me. He had the track position. It was going to be really hard to get around him if we were on the same strategy. So, as I always say, if you do what the leader does, you're never going to beat him. So, had to try something a little bit different. And luckily that worked out. Everybody got nice and spread out to where it wasn't like everybody was driving way too hard to try to make a pass that they weren't going to be able to make. So something about Iowa, man. Once you get past 20, 25 laps and everybody gets spread out, you're in for the ride. So just glad we did that tonight and was ready in case anything happened.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those tracks, where it can be difficult. And, you guys, you run a nice size field. I mean, it's not super large and it's not like super, super small, but it's, the odds of cautions are low as it is. And you guys got the talent to keep them green like this. So another fantastic run here by the Virtual Velocity Racing and you winning here tonight. So just wanted to say congratulations, man. You get yourself another win. You increase that points lead here as you work on this is the 5th race of the season. So you and Kelly to continue to battle it out there, man. It's going to be a rough one, I think, here to the end for you both. So just wanted to recognize you're doing a great job out there and give you some time for any shouts you may have.
Yeah. Got to thank Gold Line Guardians, Hilton Crafts and Designs, Fort Worth Screen Printing, S&P Lemonade. You guys tuned the broadcast for us. Everybody home tuning in. All the drivers out on track putting on good races. And, I mean, hell, you already called it. Me and Kelly are just going to keep trading them back and forth, and we just got to see who can prevail. And I feel like this is going to be a season similar to what it was when me and Andrew Paleschi were fighting for it a couple seasons ago. Mm-hmm. And I wouldn't want anything else. I want to fight for it. So that just makes the win that much sweeter if you can get it.
Yeah, it definitely spices things up here a little bit, and it definitely keeps it interesting going back and forth. You guys are really close on talent, and each and every week somebody just gets the best of somebody, whether it's a choice in the pits, a mistake on the track, whatever it may be. You guys are doing a fantastic job putting on a show here up at the booths, and along with all the other drivers, giving them somebody to chase. So again, congratulations. Thank you for the shout outs, and we'll let you go celebrate this one with your friends and family.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
That is your winner here tonight. Dalton Kilrow picking up his 2nd win of the season. And again, 5 races in, we got 3 wins by one driver, 2 wins by another. Who's going to break through? Maybe Tyler Hilton calling his shot next week at Richmond. It's going to be a little bit of the same, 120 laps at Richmond next week. A similar track, as I mentioned earlier, to this one. A little bit smaller, a little bit less banking. So not exactly a cookie cutter type situation. We'll see who prevails at that one. See if it comes down to pit strategy, an unlucky caution, or what have you. But either way, you're going to have to tune in next week to find that one out. If you're looking for more racing action here tonight, you can check it out over there at the Core GT Series as they just kicked off their race. Or actually, just kicked off about 10 minutes into their race. From what I understand, a little wet and wild over there for sure. But either way, it's been fun here tonight. We'll let you go and see you next week as myself and Jimmy from Iowa. We'll see you at the track.
Peace.